Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. Do you want to make better video ads? I think any e-commerce business would answer yes to this question if they have a pulse and if their goal is to not go under and hit the bricks in 2025. So I'm going to show you a Frankenstein-esque method of how you can piece together top performing elements of different ad creatives, videos in your industry of competing brands, other people that you would want to emulate, and show you how to do that for free. Find the good hooks, find the good messages, find the amazing call to actions, and show you how to do this by using the TikTok ad library. Let's get into it. All right, let's talk TikTok's ad library. How I would find this page. I would just go on the internet and type in TikTok top ads. And it's right here, top ads, high performing auction ads. That's how I got to the page that I'm at. So what you can do here, there's so many filters that you have access to. What I would first do is filter by industry. Now it's kind of limited by the amount of industries that they have in here. So find something that's relatively related to your industry. For this example, let's say my product is a new protein powder. So for this industry, and I was looking at this earlier, the one that's most in alignment is food and beverage, and then non-alcoholic beverages. Alcoholic protein powder would be crazy. And then your objective would be conversions, and you could look at the last 30 days, the last 180 days, or the last 7 days, depending on what trends you want to look at. To get the most options or the most results, I'm going to look at the last 180 days. Language would be English. Ad format, you could do both Spark ads and non-Spark ads. So basically the difference between Spark and non-Spark ads. Spark ads are essentially boosted posts. So if you have a brand account on TikTok, you can boost your brand account's posts, and that would technically be a Spark ad. And also affiliate posts. So if they shared a creative code with you, or an ad ID is what it's called in TikTok ads, you could boost one of their posts if they're promoting one of your products as an affiliate. So those are Spark ads. Non-Spark ads is basically the opposite. They're not boosted posts. It would be uploading an MP4 or a static image and running those as creatives to your landing page. So we'll just we won't select either one because that'll select both of them technically. By likes, I always look at top 1 to 20% just to look at the ones with the most engagement. But what's awesome here is you have the ability to look at so many different metrics. So you can see in here, like, these are the most liked ones. These are for you. So see relevant top ads that are selected for you based on your activity and business information. So if you're logged into your brand account, it might make sense to look at for you. But I like to look at some of these other ones to gauge the performance of those creatives in this industry. So click-through rate, for example, to me, this would indicate, okay, the message in this ad is strong enough to get someone to click through and go to the TikTok shop page or to the landing page. So these would be ones like, okay, how can I emulate this message or create a similar message for some ads for individuals who are in my space? And I was looking through these yesterday, some really, really good options here, and you can continue to scroll. I don't know if it's as infinite scroll as TikTok is, but there's a lot of options here that you could look through. Other things here, and these are all very important. So your 2-second view rate and your 6-second view rate, both of these would be ones that I would look at and say, hey, if a lot of people are watching at least 2 seconds of this video or at least 6 seconds of this video, it probably has a really strong hook. So those would be ones, like I said, this is a Frankenstein-esque method. If we would want to piece together different elements, I would look at those two and say, okay, what hooks can we test in some of our video ads and see if they perform well for our product, for our offer, with our audience. So for example, looking at 6-second view rate, taking a look at some of these, and you can copy the links to these ads as well. You could create a short list like, okay, based on my industry, here's the ones that had the best 6-second view rate over the last 180 days. Here's the hooks that they used. How can we create a hook that's similar to this to try to find a better hook for our videos? So looking through some of these, you can take a chance to view some. This would be an awesome example. I can see the protein powder that this guy is holding. So this is one that has a really strong hook according to TikTok. And at the beginning, he's like, you got to check this out. And it's talking about the flavor of proteins and goes through the ingredients. This would be one that I would copy the link to, save this internally, and then go through and say, okay, this is one that had a really, really strong hook. How can we create some sort of similar hook that would resonate with our audience. Now, we're not exactly copying, but it's a way to kind of cut the line a little bit and find what hooks are already performing well in the industry. So that would be one that I would hang on to. And you could also look at conversion rates. So this would say, okay, this has a strong message and a strong call to action because it drove someone to the landing page, also landing page as well. They probably have a strong landing page experience. So looking at the conversion rate, creating a short list of these as well. Here's those ads that had the highest conversion rate. How can we better our offer compared to some of these other brands? How can we update our video ad to make it convert more? And like I said, there's so many different ones that you could look at. You can see some brands in here like Jocko Fuel, for example, which is pretty cool. And then also likes, you can filter by likes as well, but I would really focus on click-through rate, conversion rate, and the 2 and 6 second view rate. 2 and 6 second view rate lining up with the hook, click-through rate lining up with the message, and conversion rate to me lining up with the message, the call to action, and the landing page as well. In terms of spying on competitors, it's a little bit more difficult for you in the TikTok ad library as opposed to the Meta ad library to look at a laundry list of creatives or ads from a specific brand. Now with the Meta ad library, you can look up someone's Facebook or Instagram page of a brand that you already know, and it'll show you a laundry list, like I said, of every single ad that they have live right now, which makes it easier for you to spy on specific competitors. This is more general creative trends that you could incorporate into your ads to drive more engagement, look more native to a specific platform. Like if you're following certain TikTok trends, your ad is going to fit in amongst the current atmosphere on TikTok right now. Another thing that I would do is look over at the top ads spotlight. Now the amount of industries in here is very, very limited. I think there's only 6 here as opposed to several more in the top ads dashboard. But essentially what this is are creatives that are handpicked by TikTok's creative experts that you can find inspiration from. So these are top ads that, in the opinion of TikTok's creative experts, are really, really stand out and really solid in these specific industries. So if you were to look at food and beverage, like I said, we're looking at protein powder. Like let's say that's our product. For food and beverage, you can look through here. Okay, well, this is a cake. That's not relevant. But if you could probably find some sort of video in here that's protein specific, or at least health and wellness drink specific as well, to kind of get some inspiration from. But that's a quick insight on how to use the top ads dashboard, how to look into the top ads spotlight to find top ads as referenced or as recommended by TikTok's creative experts. Use the filters, get it as narrowed down as possible to find ones that are relevant to your brand, find some good hooks, find some good messages, find some solid call to actions, put them inside of a Google document, and then incorporate those elements into your next ad creative and watch it crush. Hope this helps you.